Who knew asking for a divorce would cause this much hate? I've literally, last time I spoke to you guys, I was like, I'm getting dragged. No, I've been dragged. And I'm in a bit of a rock and a hard place with it at the minute because I really have shared next to nothing. Truly because, one, I've got kids and I don't want to drag him. You know, I don't want either of us to drag each other, but it's so crazy that I'm naturally being dragged, and it's like we as women can't ask for a divorce. I'm absolutely mind boggled about people being like, okay, don't make this your entire personality. And I'm like, wait a minute, I was married for 10 years. I asked for the divorce over a year ago and didn't tell any of you. And I've shared a video relating to the divorce over about 6 days, and this is apparently me dragging it out. It's like, women just don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance. Like, it's actually insane. And even when I'm sharing normal content now, people are like, this is digging your husband. I would have shared this kind of content before, even when married, and no one would have had an issue with it. But on the flip side, so many of you, and this is why I'm speaking to you guys on YouTube, because you're the same ones, so many of you have reached out to me and said, thanks for sharing something that is not normalised, thanks for sharing something that is similar. People are messaging me saying, I wish I could do what you've done. And trust me, I haven't even done anything yet, but what I have done is I've drawn a line in the sand and I've said, no, that's it. So here we are, we're back to talk about the divorce again, because who else am I meant to talk to about it? Like, who else am I meant to talk to about it? And I just hope that me speaking about it helps someone, because that is the reason why I'm speaking about it, because I've literally received thousands of messages saying, no, you're not saying the truth, you're trying to protect him, blah, blah, blah. I can't speak about everything, not that I would want to anyway, but like, there's just like this massive narrative of like, you've taken everything he's worked for, or at least half of it, and now where are you getting this information from? Do you know how inexcitable, I don't even know the word. Do you know my lack of excitement knowing now I have to find another home? Like, it's different when you're in a marriage or in a relationship and you separate and you just move out. I've got to now find a new home that I fund and transition my kids into a whole new period. And I'm just like, how can anyone think I'm excited about that? It's insane. I'm clapping and finding it funny that people are so upset by my courage to do what isn't considered normal. Like, that doesn't mean that, wow, this is all fun and great, and like, yeah, he's given me half of his pension, so let's run. Like, that's not the case. I now have to find a new home for my children and smoothly transition them into that without them knowing. So many people are asking me, do your kids know? No, my kids don't know, but equally my kids are 5 and 2. Do you think they would even know? Do you think they would even know? Like, if I said we're getting a divorce. I mean, Jai would probably be like, what does that mean? We're not married anymore. I don't think he needs to know. Not now, anyway. But that's another thing I've got to manoeuvre. Like, when I do buy my next home and live there, I don't think he'll notice at first, but I think after a little bit, he might ask why they're separate homes. Then I'm going to have to explain it. What mom wants that? Oh, man. But how are you all? How are you all? Because me, I'm pushed to the edge, okay? I'm exhausted with this whole thing. But anyway, the next steps. We're selling this house. I need to find another home. I've thought about it I've thought about it for so long. I almost knew what I needed to do when I did it. So it's not as though I've just said, I want a divorce, and now I'm like, what next? I've almost thought about it. So like now, I don't want to move my kid again and again in school. So I have to find another home near where his school is. So at least just in this transitional period of us separating homes, he stays in the same school and it's not that great of a change. And then eventually I'll probably go to a new city completely. Like, oh my God, do you know how daunting that is? I've been looking at properties all week and being like, oh. Because don't get me wrong, when I get there and everything's in its place, okay. But until then, oh my God. You know what though, going back to the whole I thought about it before I made the decision. One of the biggest things that no one is thinking about, and not one person has thought about, because everyone's like, oh, she's going to be a hoe now. Oh, she's going to get ran through by all these people. Oh, she's going to be on dating apps. Do you, after this entire 10 years, do you think, one, I'm even eager to date again, but two, do you know the weight of that and how that almost changed my direction on whether I chose divorce or not? Because I have two black kids, two black, Somali, Yemeni, Jamaican, Pakistani, Irish, white kids who are Muslim. I thought about it again and again, and some of you are going to drag me again for this, and you're going to be like, oh, see, I told you she's thinking about dating. Take it as you will. I don't want to date. I have no intention to date anytime soon. But I did think, shit, man, this is going to make dating so much harder. It's going to make it so much harder because I've got to find someone now who is not just accepting of that, but is open to that. I've got to find someone who, you know, you don't need to be Muslim, but you need to be interested enough for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want my kids to still be raised Muslim. Doesn't matter whether I date Steve, you know what I mean? White Steve who is a atheist or whatever. I want my kids to still be Muslim. I want them to still celebrate their holidays. I want them to still go to mosque. I know what part as a mom, as a non-Muslim mom, I need to play in that. But I also know, and I've seen it, unfortunately, in many situations where people move on to whoever fits them, which is cool, and who is accepted and nice to their kids. But someone who's not that open. And I need... Imagine me now, my dating pool is like this. You're all like dragging me in the comments saying, oh, she's never gonna, me finding someone, I mean, it's not impossible. But my dating pool, you think the dating pool is shallow for you, it's even shallower for me now because I've got to find someone who is open to learning the language. My kids speak Somali, they're continuing to learn Somali. I want someone to, you know what I'm saying, like, it couldn't be fair. The fact that you lot think I'm trying to dive into that when I've got to contemplate all these other things is insanity. It's insanity. People saying like, if you're saying you did all this in marriage, what makes you think you'll be doing less out of marriage? I mean, there's no guarantees in anything. But what I do know is, there's no guarantees what's going to happen. But what I do know is, if they're with me 50% of the time, they're with you 50% of the time, that's 50% less that I have to carry the burden of life. Not children, life. But also, do you know how exhausting it is to show up for your kids as like, you know, the sole parent, and then still show up for a marriage even when you've got nothing left in the tank for yourself? So try doing all that and not putting into yourself. Man. But yeah, I'm just trying to talk through some of the comments that I have seen, but I'm absolutely baffled at the amount of hate I'm getting. Like, there is no way this is from me clapping on a video. This is a deep societal problem. It's insane. But yeah, I just want to tell you all, like, my reasons for stepping away are absolutely valid reasons. And again, so many of you DM'd me saying, I'm not sure what I should do. This is not me advocating for divorce. It's not. But, you know, if you try every option available to you in a marriage and it doesn't work, someone or something has to take the hit. And 9 times out of 10, it's the woman, because she's the mom. So, and all I'm saying is, unless, you know what, because there is some women who are happy to take the hit. They would rather live in misery knowing the security of that misery. That's not me. I can't. I've been miserable. I don't want to be miserable. I remember reaching a point of loneliness, right? And now I'm laughing. but where I would watch certain TV shows which had like a bit of commentary from the people on the TV shows. So I felt part of a conversation just to keep myself sane. Come on, that is not anything that anyone should do. So I suppose I'm just here to tell you all, like, trust the process. And I'm trusting the process myself. I don't yet know what's going to happen. But trust the process. But most importantly, trust yourself. Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. I can't scream that enough, because no one is going to advocate for you. And not just that. Now, I know I had a toxic relationship with my parents, but I always felt as though it was hope. It's hopeful. Now it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda situation. It's a hopeful situation. But I always felt as though if I really went there and said, this is it, I'd have at least my mum advocate for me. I don't have that now. I don't have anyone to advocate for me. So the same way you'd advocate for your children, advocate for yourself. But I suppose I'm sharing this because it's part of my life. I do want to return to YouTube and share more daily things, but I also don't want to just skirt past it and be like, spend the day with me, because I'll be skipping half the day, because half the day revolves around me getting a divorce and me trying to rebuild my life, and whether people like it or not, or they think I'm trying to get it for clout or not, it's my reality, and sadly it is so many other people's reality. And what I guess I'm saying is, don't be ashamed. Don't just trust your instinct. This is where I went wrong. I didn't trust my instinct enough. Trust your instinct. Your instinct is telling you. That doesn't mean when your instinct tells you, no, don't do this, that doesn't mean your instinct is going to offer you a better solution. You might have to work harder to get a better solution, but your instinct is saying, regardless of what you do to get better than this is not it. Trust your instinct. Learn from me. Don't spend 10 years in something that is not fulfilling you, that is not making you feel seen, that is not, you know what, I thought to myself, I don't know, a hopeless romantic, or is it too romanticised? Because some people are like, you're too romanticised. But when I look around, I've seen families in love, but I've also seen families that are literally making it by. You can tell the husband and wife don't speak. They live in the same house. They don't really spend time together. I don't want that. And unfortunately, it is so normalised, isn't it? This is just life. He goes there, I go there, and we sleep, and she sleeps at 9 and he goes to sleep at 11, and they're like ships in it. I don't want that. I would never enter another situation that wasn't do you know what I mean? Have fun with me. I want to have fun with you. It should never stop being fun. I don't know where this narrative is that you get old and you have kids, it stops being fun. I'm yet to prove a point otherwise, she says, whilst getting a divorce. However, it should never stop being fun. I'm standing by that, and that is one of the biggest reasons why I chose divorce. I don't want to live like I'm 95 at 25. So yeah, I suppose it's just a little update. It's also a little thank you to half of you, more than half of you, for your messages, because all of you are sending me such lovely messages. And for anyone who doesn't like this, you're watching anyway. You're watching anyway, which tells me this hits home to you more than you're willing to admit, and that's also okay. I'm not upset. All the hate, do I think it's unnecessary? Absolutely. Does it make me feel like I've made a wrong choice? Nah. If anything, it's solidifying that I've made the right choice. So yeah, what's next? Life after divorce? Oh, this divorce will be the death of me.